Hello, ladies and gentlemen, it's Mike here at Gamefromscratch, and things are about to get pretty hairy as we get physical here. That's a bunch of very terrible puns, but what we're looking at today is Jolt Physics, and we're looking at it because a new update was just released. Now, if you've never heard of Jolt Physics before, it is an awesome, free, and open-source physics engine. You can see it right now. That is a programmatic ragdoll in action. We got a number of different tests we can demonstrate that it's got capabilities of. We've got the straightforward things, like here's a kinematic object in the world, just going around wrecking stuff. So your traditional physics collisions, that kind of stuff, it is all here. This is a pretty full-blown suite of things, including vehicle physics here. So let's see, a car physics. Go ahead and we'll unpause that. And then I think it drives itself. Oh, no, I drive it with the arrow keys. So you see physics simulation here for driving around in the world. You've got bridges going on in the background as well. Straightforward type stuff that you would expect. So you got physics, that kind of physics in here. We also have, for example, water physics. So example here, let's go ahead and see a boat in our world. And we'll just see it, and then you got, floating and buoyancy and that kind of stuff being calculated. So pretty much everything you could imagine or required was already in Jolt Physics, with one possible exception. And the newest release has addressed that. So we now have a new category, you'll see right here, hair. And we'll go ahead, we'll load this demo right here, and you can see, let's just go ahead, get rid of our menu, and we'll just navigate around over to this side of our monstrous creation over there, and now I'm going to unpause it. And what you saw the hair being affected by gravity, hair being affected by movement, and then here you can see hair being affected by collision as well. So yeah, that is one of the newest things that was just added into the newest release of Jolt Physics, released over the weekend. So if you're interested, this is the first release of 2026 of this actual physics engine. Let's go check out some more details about Jolt right now. So as I mentioned, this is a free and open source project, but the cool thing here is this has actually been used in some pretty major like AAA games, as well as a number of different game engines. We'll get back to that in just a minute, but you get an idea. You've got like Horizon Forbidden West and Death Stranding both used it. In terms of the features of it, it's got, again, all your rigid bodies against various different shapes out there with continuous collision detection, including spheres, boxes, capsules, cylinders, convex hulls, planes, compound mesh, and so on, as well as terrain via height fields. You got simulation between bodies. Here's sliders, cones, racket, pinion, gear, pulley, and so on. Various different kinds of collision detection, motors to drive the constant, sensors, animated ragdolls, game character simulations for rigid body characters and virtual characters, vehicles of the type wheeled, tracked, and motorcycle, soft body simulations, strand-based hair simulations running on GPU. So this is the new feature. We'll look at the release notes for this particular release, but the hair features here, the system is based on Kozerad rods, can use long-range attachment constraints to limit the stretches of hair, supports simulations and render hairs. Hair versus hair collision is handled by accumulating the average velocity in a grid and using those velocities to drive hairs. Supports collisions with the environment, although it only supports convex hulls and compound shapes at the moment. And then the root of the hairs can be skinned to the scalp mesh. We also have, again, water buoyancy and other features. In terms of platforms, it's got a lot of them, including like iOS, macOS, Platform Blue, whatever that might be, Xbox, and so on. So you can see it works on a number of different GPUs as well. If you want to go ahead and check it out, it does. One of the things about this release is they pumped forward the platform requirement. They actually got rid of a couple platforms as well, but you're going to need at least Visual Studio 2022 or Clang 16 or GCC 12 Plus to use this. So they retired earlier versions of Visual Studio on this particular release as well. And yeah, you get an idea of what it's all about. The cool thing here is Jolt also has bindings for a number of other languages, including C, C#, Java or Kotlin, JavaScript, Rust, Python, and Zig. It is also integrated into other engines. Actually, Jolt is now the default physics engine for the Godot game engine, which is pretty cool. It's also used in the Source engine. And in terms of like projects that have actually used Jolt, here you can see, again, we saw some games earlier, commercial games like Death Stranding and Horizon Forbidden West. Those are definitely the biggest ones that you've heard of, but a number of open source projects and even commercial projects like Autodesk Synthesis are using it. Bloodline, a Rebel Moon game, is using it. The Dagger engine, the Easy engine, G-Develop, Godot, Lover, Lux engine, Mirror, Nazar engine, Neo-Axis engine, Supernova engine, Tractor engine, which I mean to cover very soon, and there's integrations for Unreal Engine as well, the Wicked engine, as well as the game X4 Foundations, the space simulation game. They're all using Jolt Physics. So Jolt is really taking over the open source game engine world like at a rapid rate, which is pretty amazing. So if you want to go ahead and check it out, one of the places to start is here. This is like a hello world to get you up and going. Gives you an idea of what it looks like to integrate Jolt into your own project. Now, I think that for the majority of you, if you're using Jolt Physics, you're probably using it via one of those game engines I just mentioned, in which case you generally don't have to do anything. Like I said, it is now the default physics engine inside of Godot, although you can switch to other engines if you wish. But here you can see this is what code looks like to go ahead and integrate it into your own C++ project. And the majority of this code, as you can see, is basically comments showing you how to get it up and going. So it's not that hard to get this integrated and up and running. And generally the way physics engines work is they the scene that you're rendering, you pass in like a separate world state of all the various different things in the world, and then it updates it, and then you draw the updated result as a result of the sequence or the simulation that you are calculating. So you can see, again, an example, hello world of integrating Jolt Physics, and now specifically to the new release. This is Jolt 5.6. So again, it was released on the weekend. This is the first release since 5.5, which was released back in December of 2025. So the first major release of 2026 here. And you're going to see new features here. So they added an interface to run compute shaders on the GPU with implementations for DirectX 12, Vulkan, and Metal. You can also disable them if you wish. And then on top of that, the big new feature here, obviously, is the hair-based simulations. I do think this is marked as like experimental at this point in time, something to be aware of. So you may run into some issues or whatever with the hair situations, but there is, again, the new GPU-based hair strand simulations here as well. And there is a new friction model that has been implemented. The nice thing here is that it is cheaper, so 50% faster, 40% less memory for one specific test. And it doesn't favor the first contact manifold point. Instead of applying friction at every contact point, we now calculate the average contact point and apply friction there. So new friction system there. And then some other kind of smaller changes. And I mentioned earlier on, there were some platform changes as well here, but also this one is very interesting. Up to a 40% performance improvement, scene dependent, and up to 70% memory reduction, also scene dependent there. And then we've got a number of bug fixes in this release as well, all detailed there. And then here I mentioned UWP. So Microsoft's one platform to rule them all. It seems to be dead. And that's because UWP was not supported in Visual Studio 2026. I didn't hear about that. That's interesting to see. And ARM32 is also no longer supported, so they dropped it there as well. And then support for compilers older than Visual Studio 2022, Clang 16, and GCC 12 was dropped in this release. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is the Jolt Physics engine. Now, the interesting thing is this has been like the week of physics, or I guess the month of physics, because last week we had the coverage of Box 2D releasing Box 3D. And this is now the new de facto or default physics engine in Sandbox, for example. And I think you will see other open source projects will now have a choice between excellent open source physics options. Of course, you still have things like Chaos and sorry, not Chaos. That's Unreal Engine. You've still got Bullet. You've got PhysX. You've got the one that I'm not coming up with, Havoc, not Chaos, Havoc. So there are a ton of physics engines out there as well, but in the 3D space, it's really cool to see, or in the open source space, it's really cool to see that we've got Box 3D as well as Jolt. And again, Jolt being used in commercial games like Horizon Forbidden West, Death Stranding 2, as well as X4, that's pretty cool. And I think that's why we're seeing so many open source game engines start implementing Jolt like Godot has, making it their default physics engine. And this new release, we've now added hair to Jolt as well. So let me know what you think. Comments down below. I'll talk to you all later. Goodbye.